Hello everyone, my name is Raymond and I am your mental health coach. Today I want to talk about something that has really bothered me and one of the reasons why I even wanted to start a YouTube channel. So, as a lot of you may know, I am Black. I'm full African American, born and raised here in America. One of the things that really bothers me when it comes to being in the field of therapy is the stigma that is associated with mental health in the Black community. A lot of times it seems as though in the Black community we view mental health as a personal weakness or as a failure. And so because of that, we don't really seek out mental health treatment as much as everyone else does. Now, I'm not gonna sit here and claim like I'm ignorant or something and like I don't know that there aren't a lot of mental health people or mental health facilities out there for Black people. And so that was one of the reasons why I even started this channel, is because I want to let Black people know that we are just as important as everyone else. And so you should seek treatment for mental health issues, and you shouldn't shun it away as something that is just a personal weakness or something that is a failure upon yourself, because it's not. It's a mental thing, and chemicals in the brain, the way we were raised, a lot of things impact that and impact your thinking and impact your decision making and impact what you do to deal with stress. And it bothers me a lot that that's even happening, but that's one of the things that I've noticed a lot of, even now in the field of social work. I'm a social worker. I have my master's in social work, trying to have my master's in social work, going to get my therapy license at some point. And as I've already told you, my personal story and my mental health stuff, well, only the part about social, I've already shared with you. I've shared with you my story of mental health and how I didn't get treatment for social anxiety until I was 21 when I started college and everything. I can't tell you in the time that I was in school that I ever had anybody approach me or any situations happen that spoke about mental health until I was older. And I'm from a smaller community, and so I feel as though because I'm from a smaller Black community, that a lot of times we weren't told about services or trying to get services to us. And sometimes I feel as though it's because they feel as though because we have this stigma towards mental health that they shouldn't offer us anything. Like, no, that's not the case, because everyone isn't the same, and we all are able to change. We're all able to learn from our experiences and learn that the way that we were raised and what we were thinking isn't beneficial for us down the line. Now, I'm not gonna say that all Black communities are like this and that all Black communities don't seek out mental health treatment. That's not the case, but there's a lot of Black communities that view mental health illness as a weakness, and that you should not tell anyone about it, and you should just continue dealing with it and continue living with it for your entire life, because that makes you a martyr and you are going to be better because of it. Like, one of the things I tell people all the time is that I view mental health, things that you deal with mental health, I view them as superpowers. Because once you're able to learn how to control it and learn what things are affecting you and learn what things are bothering you, you're able to use the pain, the struggle, the uncertainty, you're able to use it in a more positive light to move generations after you. You're able to push them towards resiliency and avocation. You're able to push the future generation to be better with themselves. And so as a Black person, I know for a fact that we deal with a lot of things that a lot of other communities don't really deal with. Like, we deal with racism, we deal with microaggressions, we deal with discrimination, we deal with inequality. And because of that, our minds are structured differently, in the fact that when we're dealing with a mental health issue like depression or anxiety, there are more adverse factors affecting us than other communities. And we don't have that many protective factors to help us build resiliency. The whole basis of the reason why I wanted to start this channel is because I want to change the way Black people see mental health. Now, I know I can't do it all on my own. I know for a fact that, and I know that I'm gonna need some help in that situation. I'm gonna need some help in this case, but there are a lot of people some people that I told this to are like, well, you can't do that. You know, it's been happening for years, blah, 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 whatever. Everyone can change. And, you know, that's the whole basis of mental health, is that when you're struggling with something, you can change for the better. And so that's what I want to do with this channel. And what I want to do moving forward is I want to change the stigma for Black mental health. Me as a Black man, I know that there are a lot of Black fathers out there that do not seek mental health treatment for things that we can help them with so much. You know, let's say fathers who are struggling with alcoholism or drug use. Most of the time when those things are happening, it's due to the fact that the stress coping mechanism is not there. And so the way you deal with stress is to drink it and to drown it in a bottle. That's what you do. But you lack the skills to figure out how to deal with that mentally up here before you even start thinking about the bottle. And so alcohol becomes a therapist. You start drinking when you're upset, you start drinking when you're stressed out, and then it leads to more and more problems. The more you drink, the more your body and your organs start to fight against you, and then it just decreases the life expectancy of Black men because of the situation. And it's like, but there are so many communities out there that don't push for this, and don't push for this change, and don't push for and educate Black people about mental health. That is, we stay in a box, and because we stay in that box, we never get better. And that's what I want to change. Even in the field of social work, me as a therapist, I can probably count you on this hand how many Black males I saw that were going into the field of therapy. And it sucks. It really does, because it's like that's where the majority of us are failing. Because there's a lack of fathers in the home. There's a lack of direction. And because there's a lack of direction, and I'm not saying that Black women can't raise their children perfectly fine. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is that sometimes it's better to have two than one. Because one parent can do as much as they can, but when you have two, you're able to be a united front, and you're able to shield your child from things that are happening, and you're able to educate them on what's happening, and you're able to give them more opportunity to see the world. And that's really lacking, because there's a lot of times that fathers that are not in the home, and because they're not in the home, there's a lack of direction when it comes to, let's say you're a male and your father's not in the home. There's a lack of direction when it comes to what it's like to be a man. That's something that I struggle with. Now, I'm not saying my father wasn't around because he passed away, right? It's not because he left. It's because he passed away. And because of that, I struggled for the longest time on trying to figure out what it meant to be a man. And to this day, I still struggle with it. And I have to seek out professional help, because sometimes I don't know what to do. I'm not a natural born leader as much. And I do struggle with discipline, and I do struggle with things that the typical man would probably be better at. And so because of that, it's, you know, I don't want to put myself in a box, but it's okay to learn that you need to change. It's okay to learn that you need to do things better. And yes, being a man shouldn't be put into a box as to be a man, you need to do this, you need to do that. But it does need to be where if you are going to be the man, that you need to do things that aren't maladaptive to you, not maladaptive to your family, not maladaptive to anyone in your life, specifically your family. You need to not do things that are maladaptive in your family. And so I want to change that. So if you're watching this channel and you know of ways to help push forward the change that we need in the Black community, I implore you to reach out to me. My website is in the description. Reach out and let's come up with ways to change it, because I really want to change it. The more I think about it, and this is the thing that I think about all the time, I want to have children. I don't want my children, because my children are going to be Black, I don't want my children to grow up thinking that when they start struggling with depression that they shouldn't reach out to someone. When they have this crazy anxiety, they shouldn't reach out to someone. When they start thinking about suicide, they shouldn't reach out to someone. I don't want my children to have to deal with that. And I know, because I don't want my children to deal with that, I don't want other people's children to deal with it either. And so I want to change that, and that is what we're going to change with this channel. Like I said, reach out, subscribe, like, and comment to this channel. Stay tuned for more mental health tips. And until next time,
War with the enemy, think that it was meant to be. Living in a time where disease is on